How's it going, guys? I wanted to shoot a video comparing my Sporlan toolkit to my Testo toolkit, but first I wanted to talk about accuracy on the digital gauges. I have seen some comments and questions about people wondering how accurate the new smart probes were compared to their Testo 570s or their 550 or their 557. Well, I looked online and all the specifications show that they're all the same. They have a 0.5% tolerance of full scale. I called Testo today to verify that, and they are rated from like 0 to 725 pounds PSI. So 0.5% of that would be 3.625 PSI plus or minus. That's what they're rated for. The gentleman from Testo told me that when they are manufactured and sent out the door for sale, they are calibrated to within 1%. He didn't say at what reference pressure that they're set at or the temperature, but they are set for a tighter tolerance when they're sent out the door, but they can fall within that specification of 3.625 or that 0.5% full scale. The temperature clamps, the wired temperature clamps on the Testos have a 0.9 degree Fahrenheit differential, whereas the wireless have a 2.3, and he told me the reason that is because the wireless signal kind of degrades the reading a little bit and it gives it a higher tolerance. But when they are tested, like I said, they are sent out the door to be within that 1%. I do have a graphic that I'm going to put up on the video after this that will show Sporlan, Testo, and Fieldpiece, just for a third party, their tolerance ranges and what they are. And to note, your old style, like your yellow jacket analog gauges, they used to be what they call 3-2-3, 3% low, 2% in the sweet spot, 3% on the higher side. That's 3%, not 0.5% full scale, but like 3% within the range of where they're at. So they could be off quite a bit more. So when you start nitpicking about how accurate things are, you got to look at the old style gauges and realize they weren't that accurate either, but we still got the job done with analog gauges and the equipment ran well. The 2.3 degree on the Testo wireless, I thought was kind of high, the plus or minus. Then I was looking at the Fluke pipe clamp that a lot of people use, like on their 52 dual temperature input Fluke. They're rated, I think it's an 80 PK-8. The pipe clamp is rated on Fluke's information as 3.4 degrees plus or minus. So a lot of people rely on that, and it's not such a tight tolerance that you would think. So I'm going to go ahead and get on with the video comparing what I like about both my Sporlan and the Testos and the differences, size, and price. So I hope you enjoy the video. Alright, here are my Testo and my Sporlan wireless setups. I like them. I like the Sporlan. I used them a lot last summer. The convenience of the wireless setup of being able to slap a clamp on your suction line or your discharge line, your liquid line, and then just having the wireless probes hooked up I usually use these here. You know, you slap those on, slap this guy together, and if you really were worried about charging something up, you could set it up beforehand. I always set it up with one of these guys. Put a 90 on there. But you could slap this guy on there, put him here. You have your charging port right there, ready to go. They're pretty water resistant. Ralph from T&N Services has showed that, you know, he's cleaned a condenser with these things hooked up, so they are water resistant. Got a CR 2450 battery. Probably going to cost you about $1.50 to get a new one. You have the blue pressure probe, which is set for low pressure. It's specific to the app. When it sees this one is powered up, the app, it goes to the low pressure, as does the red one goes to high pressure. Clamps, they're specific as well. They're color coded. They will go to low and high temperature. The low temperature, actually both temperature clamps have about at the worst case scenario, a 2-degree differential, plus or minus 2. So, but they're pretty compact. I like them. I like the case. I like how everything was pre-cut. I like the dense foam. It's really nice. I like the Pelican case. It's waterproof. Very nice. The app is easy to use. I haven't used the app to its full potential. It's got features I probably haven't even touched on yet. I normally would take a screenshot of my phone with the pressures and everything when I'm done, and it would save the picture. Then I would take the picture and make a PDF out of it with an app on my phone, make it real quick, and then I saved them in iBooks. So I have a record of all my customers' pressure readings. I've got a screenshot, so that's, to me, that's pretty nice. You can actually record your readings, and it will apparently send out a report. In what format, I don't know right off the top of my head, but it's doable. These can be bought mainly for wholesalers. They wanted to make this for wholesale shops in particular, not online, but I have found a distributor online. It was accidental. I was just looking around for Sporlan Smart Tool information, and it's BakerDist.com. They had them for $591. It's the only online retailer that I've seen that actually has it. And they had them, said they were available. But $591 for something like this. I don't know what the shipping was. Now, as you well know, the Testo, for anybody that has these, they come in a case like this. Velcro straps, little pocket for small items. And if you put like the ball valves in something like here, I'm afraid once you smash it together, it would might cause a little issue. But you got the other side, little spot for battery, for your battery. But you know, heck with that. I got this instead. I've got a video on how I made the case, so I won't go into how I made it. But I've got the case, I've got my low side stuff that's mapped for low pressure, low temperature here, mapped for high pressure, high temperature here. They're both the same. Your probes are like 0 to 725 pressure, is what they're rated for, just like the digital manifolds. Batteries, 3 AAA, and they're about the same price. You know, you're going to pay the same price for 3 AAA. The pressure transducers have 150 hours life. The temperature clamps have a 250 hour life. countersunk, so the thread actually goes inside of there. Anytime you take the batteries out and put them back in, your probe will come back on. Just so you know. In case you're looking at your batteries, you're not paying attention, you throw it back in your case, you know. Two batteries here, one up right here, so it just takes 3 batteries as well. Really doesn't have a way to seal it. I mean, this is probably the weakest point right here, because there's no gasket or anything to seal it. I mean, the foam just kind of holds the batteries down. If I was going to have to get it wet, I'd want to make sure I had it like this to where water would bead off of it, because everything else looks like it's water resistant. Jon M HVAC posted a video. He sprayed them down with a sprayer. He had water and he sprayed them down pretty good, and they seem to work fine. I haven't heard of any bad issues with it, so thanks John for posting that video. I appreciate it. I was thinking about doing it, and then I saw he posted a video pretty quick, and I was like, thank you. They put stickers. You have stickers that you can actually put on here, so once you map these to your app, you can use them. They can be used on either one. You can put your high and low side either way, but once you map it to low pressure, low temperature, that probe is going to be expecting to see, you know, those pressures and temperatures. It won't hurt the probe though. So my take is the price on this was $220 minus my discount that I got from TruTech. So you're looking at under $205 for this, $42 for the case. The color coding, Testo wins out hands down on the way they color coded their stuff, but they did map their probes and temperature clamps specifically. These here can be remapped and interchanged. But on the price point, the accuracy, they're pretty well within each other. If you're wanting a wireless setup for time, for your check and charge, your maintenances, and you're looking at these two items here, they're both good product, but if you're looking at cost, this beats it hands down. You know, 2 for the price of 1 for less than the price of 1. A lot of people use Testos stuff. They like it. I've got some of the digital manifolds. I know a lot of people that I've talked to have a lot of Testo, you know, 570s, 557s, 550s. They've got them out there and they've used them for a long time. I've had a field piece, SMAN 3. Now they're called the 320. They have proven to me to be a decent little manifold. But no matter how good the manifold is, you've got the hoses, you've got the wires and everything on your temperature clamps and pipe clamps. It's just so nice to be able to take this, screw it on, clamp them on, take your readings, get everything you want to do, and then take it off, slap it all back in the box, close up, and you're done. No pulling the, you know, some people might keep their manifolds together and just throw them in the back, you know, hang them on the back of in their truck. If you like to put your stuff back in the case, keeping the hoses on there, wrapping them up in the case, and taking the temperature clamps and winding them around the clamps and making room for the wiring to go in the case and getting it all nice and set, and then closing your case up. It takes a lot more time. So that's why I prefer the wireless stuff for check and charge. This isn't going to take place, neither one of these are going to take place of anything that's costs a lot more money like the iManifold or iConnect. But for somebody that wants to not get the iManifold or the iConnect out for just a checkup, I think these guys are what you're looking for. And I haven't road tested these guys yet, but for price, I lean towards these. After this summer, I'm going to put both of them to the test again. You know, I'm going to have this one out there, and I'm going to have this one out there, and I'm going to do quite a few condensers and a lot of checkups. And I'll do a follow-up on my take if these are just as good as these after they've been road tested. That is my 2 cents. I hope it's been helpful. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you later.